Hey everybody, happy Friday. It is Friday afternoon or Friday evening. What do you guys call afternoon versus evening? Like for me, before 6 o'clock, we're still kind of afternoon, and then after 6, we're like in evening. Regardless, it's 5:45. I just got home from work, changed into my cozy house outfit, and I thought we'd spend a bit of Friday night together. Nothing terribly exciting, I will say. I'm just going to kind of do some tidying, cleaning up around the apartment, maybe cook some dinner. We'll do this vlog style, super casual. If things look a little different on the screen, I'm trying out another vlog cam. I really like the idea of doing some more casual vlogs, but hate the idea of setting up my DSLR. So we're on a new device. We'll see how this goes. Of course, today is indoor lighting because it's dark and just awful outside. It's that, you know, really wet weather. But the apartment's a mess, so we gotta do some cleaning. I find myself really, you know, some people clean like their Saturday or Sunday. I find I actually really like doing the tidying on Friday so I can fully enjoy my space on the weekend. I'll have to really worry about, you know, that it's messy and it's fussy and I can't really just chill out in my space. So despite being, number one, hungry, tired, and really cold from being outside, I'm gonna try to do a little tidying and maybe make some food. So let me show you the state of the apartment right now. We all have different like baselines, but for me, this is pretty bad. I'm not liking the way that this feels right now, but hey, we're gonna tidy up and fix this up. I decided after having a quick peep in the fridge that I think I'm just going to make myself some like simple soup. I've got here homegrown tomatoes. These are from Mom's garden. She harvests them like at the end of season and then, you know, chops them and freezes them. So this is just defrosted homegrown tomatoes. I've got this. I'm gonna put in some leftover, this is Vietnamese deep fried pork roll or whatever it is. This type that goes in banh mi. So I've got some of that from TNT, actually from quite a while ago. I think it was last week I bought some. And then some of my favorite stuff, I think this is called shirataki. It's the konjac noodle bundles. So I've got half of a package. Here, I'll show you what that looks like. Half of a package, and there's probably about 6 or 7 bundles in here. I'm gonna put this into the soup, throw in some ginger, and then of course some spring onions. Can't believe we still have some on a Friday. I'm gonna put that onto the stove and get it kind of going and start it first, and then finish washing up the dishes. So while we're in the kitchen, let me show you something that I got recently that I'm so thrilled about. So far works great. I've never been a really discerning coffee drinker. However, this went on sale on Black Friday and I could not resist, especially because it matches my air fryer. So now they both live here, and I am banned from getting any more countertop appliances because really nothing else will fit. This is a Keurig Mini. Like I said, I usually just do like pour over coffee, or also have like a mocha pot for the stove top. But this is like uber cute, single serve, has a little drip tray and all that stuff. And it was like 50 bucks on Amazon, so I'm fairly pleased. I still need to get one of those reusable cups. I did buy a few of the K-Pods just to try it out, but definitely prefer to fill with my own coffee. Really thrilled about this. Just, you know, kind of fancy. Makes me feel kind of fancy. Also, something new that I want to show you. This is a belated birthday, not a birthday gift, but something that one of my really good friends and I went and did a pottery class as our birthday celebration together. Our birthdays are very close together, and we've known each other forever, and we thought it would be fun to go do a pottery class together. And this was the end result of something I made. There's actually a couple of pieces, nope, two. I've got two pieces that I made at the drop-in workshop. This is one of them. It's been glazed by the actual shop, and I use it to hold my ginger and my garlic in here, and it just sits on the countertop. So I thought that was pretty sweet. I just took my soup off of the stove. While I'm waiting for it to cool, I thought I'd just take a minute to address and say thank you. A really, really heartfelt and very loved kind of thank you to those of you who left encouraging, thoughtful, insightful comments on my last listen vlog, where I talked a little bit about just the challenges that I've been feeling, especially, you know, since the start of this work school year, that I've been just feeling really down. A lot of work stress, a lot of kind of now thinking forward in my career and stuff like that. Just a lot of reflecting, and some really hard, real thoughts, having to, you know, dive into them and digest them. So without getting overly dramatic, I do want to say I really appreciate those of you who watched, who, you know, especially those of you who took a moment to comment and share. I will be talking a little bit more about kind of how these last couple of months and this experience is catapulting me into 2020. There will be kind of a video around that. It might be the very next video, depending on what else I get up to during winter break. We've got one more week left of work school, and then I am off on winter break. So that will give me a bit of time to reflect and plan, and maybe film a few things if I feel up to it, and, you know, just more with it, if you will. And I do plan on sharing my I don't want to say goals. I like to think of them as intentions for 2020. I've written them down already. I feel really good and really strong about them. And it's going to hopefully be a bit of a life shift for the next year. And I will have a video talking more about that, probably closer to the actual new year or the beginning of the new year. So do look out for that. And I think my thoughts and the direction I want to head in will kind of affect the video content coming up, if you will, because I think oftentimes you feel most inspired to film when things are authentic to you, that are meaningful for you. And I feel like this applies to most people. At certain stages of your life, certain things are more important and you feel more interested in them than others. So look forward to that without saying a whole lot. Saying some, but without saying a whole lot. I haven't quite worked it out in my head yet, so I don't want to put too much out there and then change my mind and then backtrack and all that stuff. So I'm gonna actually wait for my soup to just cool down a little bit. I'm really actually excited to eat this. It's one of those days where it's Friday night, there's not a whole lot in the fridge. You defrost some stuff, you put some leftovers in there. This soup is mostly full of leftovers, which is perfectly fine. Actually, speaking of food and cooking, for those of you who have been asking about what's going on with recipes, and for a while I had a food blog and all that, long story short is that I'm actually going to merge it back with my main channel and my main blog. I just need to pull myself together enough to get back into working on it. And it was just getting very financially expensive and non-logical to pay the high prices to host my food blog when I don't realistically get enough time and energy to write for it as often as I would like, but I still enjoy the food-ish content. So it would just be kind of slowly threaded and merged back with my main blog. And since now I have changed up my blog name and just general profile and feel much more in tune with where I am in life right now. So right now we're Weekends with G, versus previously it was P Bunny P. So with all of those changes, I feel like the food blog the food content will work a lot better in this this updated profile and the way I want to be seen out on the great wide web. So I'm gonna give you a pause. I'm gonna eat, maybe watch a show. I've just started watching Mad Men. Totally late to this situation, but I'm the kind of person who doesn't like watching something when everybody else is watching it. It kind of puts me off from it for some reason. So now that the hype has died down, the show is finished and all that, I'm like, oh, maybe I want to watch it. Now granted, I've only watched episode 1. Let me know if you are a Mad Men fan. Some of this really does stem from the fact that I love vintage sewing, so I'm always looking at the outfits and the styling and stuff like that. That really draws me in. Only on episode 1, not a whole lot happening, but we're gonna eat, we're gonna watch some Mad Men, and then finish tidying up the house. I'll catch you in a minute. Alright, so I ate as much soup as I really felt like eating. So now it's time to go and clean the stove. I usually do this this little spray soap, if you will, and then saturate, degrease it, wipe it down, and then wipe it with one of my DIY microfiber cloths. So I'll show you right now what I'm using. So I've got, this is just diluted Dr. Bronner's 18-in-1 Pure Castile Soap. So this is what I'm using, and I've just got it diluted in a spray bottle. I like using this in the kitchen. Seems to degrease really well, so I'll just remove all my pots and pans from the stove. I'll spray it down, and then we'll wipe it up and do the counters, and the kitchen will be very decent. So let's go. So I think it's fair to call it a night for today. Thanks for taking the time to spend Friday night with me. This is what many Friday nights usually look like if I don't have plans to go out or hang with friends and stuff like that. I am fairly pleased that, you know, things got done, because that means my Saturday morning and my weekend, all that stuff can just be like relaxed and not have to think about the cleaning. Even though it's really tough to be like disciplined and clean on a Friday night, it really does make a difference for me. I'm gonna throw my kitchen towels and cloth and stuff into the wash, do a mini load of laundry, throw my apron, stuff like that, and then I think going to continue watching my show. So until next time, have a great weekend everybody, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.